we had a question from someone we addressed on the podcast about having their money in a fintech, that their money suddenly vanished. And now more and more has come out. There are hundreds of millions of dollars that have vanished from multiple fintechs, where the depositors putting money into the apps on their phone were told the money was going into an FDIC insured account. As best I've been able to dig out, reading story after story about this, because when we had the question, I had an initial answer, but I feel like it's much more important that I dig deep on something as scary as this. This is really crazy because, as best I can determine, there has been no trail of any fintech that consumers were directly putting their money into that was involved in dishonesty with embezzlement of money. The fintechs behind the curtain were using a servicer who was an intermediary who was then taking the money and allegedly putting it into FDIC-insured bank accounts, that then when a depositor with one of these apps wanted their money back, it would come through the intermediary, back to the app, back to you as a consumer. And in that process, somehow, whether it's criminal activity, it could be who knows what, let's go with criminal activity, hundreds of millions of dollars of various consumers' money is for now, poof, gone with the wind. And nobody has been able forensically to figure anything out, and people don't have their money. That's not helping them. Even worse, federal regulators are like, we're not involved in this. None of these were our institutions. None of these were FDIC institutions. Think about this. What's come clear from all this, I could decide today, I'm going to have Clark's Money app. And Clark's Money app, I'm going to say, I'm going to offer you these different services. And plus, your idle cash, I'm going to have an FDIC insured accounts. And so you go to the Play Store, you go to the app thing on the iPhone, and you download the Clark app, and you find, you link it to savings account or checking account, and you deposit money with it, and you're like, this is great. This was so easy. And again, it seems, as best anybody's been able to determine, none of these apps did anything in bad faith, other than they are not FDIC-insured institutions and held them out in ways that you as a consumer would think they were FDIC insured by saying that their products repeatedly were advertised as FDIC insured. And now people's money is in suspended animation. It may come back, some part of it, in the best possible scenario. Most or all of it would come back right now completely undetermined. But it goes to the core of something I've been asked again and again, Krista, where people will say, how can I trust this online bank? So that's a distinction with a difference. An online bank holds an actual FDIC charter. If they're listed on any of these well-known and recognized lists, the biggest of them all is Bankrate. There are lots of smaller ones. We have one where we vet the institutions we list. And we know they are properly FDIC or NCUA for credit unions. They are a legitimate, real institution. Your money is not going through the Clark app or the Krista app or the somebody else's app. They're going straight from your existing savings or checking account, wherever you have it, directly to the online bank. And this is a key distinction with a difference, that having an app, that any of us can go register an app, it seems, and make it look impressive, pay programmers to write a really impressive bank-like app. And again, people have not been doing this as crooks. But even with the best of intentions and giving people that bridge to safety of FDIC insurance, it turned out the bridge did not have a solid foundation. And so this is something I never saw coming out of left field, this whole thing. And I don't think we've ever had questions about any of these apps, have we?
Not the ones that were affected. We might have had one or two, yes. But there are other ones out there, these aggregators that we have gotten questions about. So
this is completely different than if you're at a brokerage and they place money from your brokerage account into a CD with a bank. That's a completely legitimate way of putting a FDIC insured institution from a brokerage account you have. But these apps are neither brokerages nor banks.
I know we had a question about Yada or Yoda, however you say it, and that was affected by that bankruptcy.
Yeah, and so can you imagine trying to figure this out, uncover where the money went? Because it's gone somewhere. But forensic accounting is a tough, slow grind.